My entire life, I was absolutely dog shit with women. I would always end up short of the encounter I imagined in my head. And then in my early 20s, that all switched. It was for two main reasons. Number one, my mentality, and number two, my physicality. Let's start with the mentality, because without mentality, you're absolutely cooked. You can have the best body, the best face on earth, but if your mentality sucks, you're going nowhere fast. What I mean by I never got the desired outcome that I thought of in my head was precisely the issue. I would always go in with this outcome that I imagined. I was like, oh, I want to get this out of this. I want to get that out of this. I want to impress her. I want her to like me. I want her to think I'm the coolest person on fucking planet Earth. I would always come in with these tactics. Even if they weren't completely overt and conscious, they were always subconscious. I wanted that person to like me, and I would go in with that intent. This person is going to like me by the end of this. And that strategy always left me short of what I wanted, because it was too much pressure. It was too much desperation. I put too much emphasis on trying to make myself look cool in front of a person versus doing the inverse. And that's exactly what I started doing in my early 20s. I don't know what shifted, but when I hit the age of 20, 21, I stopped giving a fuck about people liking me, and I started switching it to, do I like them? Do I want to be around this person? Are they pleasant? Can I see myself hanging out with them in the future? So it completely changed the dynamic of how I interacted with women. Pretty, ugly, did not matter. I swear to God, I did this with every single girl. They would come over, I would meet them out, and I would just grill them with questions about them. And it was always trying to understand who they are. Are they a good person? Are they a bad person? Are they a pleasant person? Are they nice? Are they mean? Whatever the case was. And I wanted to understand in my mind, do I want to see this person again? Because I don't know what happened, but my tolerance for hanging out with people that I disliked, I had no more tolerance for people I disliked, essentially. I didn't want to hang out with anyone I disliked and or didn't like their energy, didn't like their vibe. I was always very cognizant from that point on who I spent my time with. And it's way worse now. I'm 28, but when I was 21, it really started. So I would always go in with that mentality. It's like, I'm spending time with this person. I don't want to spend time with a leech, a soul sucker, someone that's fucking brash, annoying, mean, whatever the case was. So I would always try to understand who they were. And through that process, naturally, I wasn't even trying to do it. I had no tactics in mind. It was just a natural process that occurred. They ended up trying to prove themselves to me like 8 out of 10 times. The girl would feel like, damn, this guy doesn't show the affection that other guys show. He doesn't flatter me. He doesn't say all these nice things that most other dudes say. He doesn't try to make himself look cool. All he's on about is about me, asking me these questions. And it's like a job interview. That's how they feel. They don't feel flattered. They don't feel loved. They don't feel like this dude's a simp. They feel like, yo, this is a job interview. And most people will ask me, like, why do you ask so many questions? And I would be honest. I'd be like, I'm trying to understand if I like you or if I don't like you. Then they would follow that up with, what do you mean? And I would just simply say, I don't want to hang out with somebody I dislike. So I'm trying to understand your personality. So in the future, I know if I want to hang out with you again or I don't. And I would just overtly say that because I didn't care if they liked me. Like I said, I just lost all care in the world about making myself look cool. And I just put all the emphasis on, do I want to see them again? Are they cool? Are they nice? And then they'd be like, oh, so what do you think so far? I'd be like, I don't know enough yet. We'll see. And something very consistent I got with women that I've hung out with is, I can't read you. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know if you like me or dislike me. So then they would try to prove themselves to me throughout the day, the next days, etc. Because they're like, yo, this guy, I don't know if he likes me or doesn't like me. I want to be liked. Please like me. And they would try to show the values and traits that I said I liked during the date. Mentality is huge. You can't put a lot of pressure on getting something out of a meetup, hangout, date, whatever the case is. The more pressure you put on that situation, the more desperate you're going to look, and the more you're going to try to shove all this bullshit down the other person's throat. Be like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, because you're putting so much emphasis on trying to get something out of it. So you feel the urge to just like throw everything at this person because you're like, I need to get this, this, and that. Versus going in, expecting absolutely nothing, and just trying to see if that person is a commendable, enjoyable, cognizant individual that you want to be around with for the future. If you go in with that mentality, expecting absolutely nothing aside from some cordial conversation, you will then have the person trying to prove themselves to you by the end of the day without you even knowing it. It's a natural process, and humans subconsciously try to prove themselves when they feel like the other person's testing them, so to speak. The job interview, like I said. Number 2, my physicality. Now, when I turned 21, I stopped training like a fat fucking bodybuilder, stopped eating like 8 meals a day, and started training more hybrid. I started doing a lot more cardio, I started running daily, I started eating less, and I started trying to attain a leaner physique, still with ample muscle mass. In the past, I was always really bulky or really skinny, never a good combination of both. And when I achieved a good combination of both, I'm telling y'all, that is the physique you want, especially if you're trying to get women. There's no other physique that women want more than the lean, vascular, muscular physique. They don't want overly bulky dudes. I've been there. They don't want overly skinny dudes. I've been there as well. When you have a physique that's proportional, girls will flood your DMs, your dating apps. They'll tell you in person. I'm telling you guys, take it from me. I've been in all 3 body types, the bulky, the skinny, and the both. So when you fix your mentality, you get yourself a good physique with muscle and ample leanness. You then set yourself up to get a lot more dates, to get a lot more attention, and not always chase 24/7. There's a lot of other things you could do. You could dress well, you could do this, you could do that, but nothing really compares to these 2 things that I'm speaking about right here. If you guys want the same physique that I have a peak male physique group showing you how I eat, how I work out to get this physique. And if you're already in really good shape, I also have a group showing you how to monetize your physique with short format content, just like I did. Made over $100,000 in the last year selling online coaching programs. You can as well if you have this type of physique. I'm telling you, everybody wants it. Men, women. Links are below. Check those out. Click on the group that you fit in. Other than that, change your mentality, get in fantastic shape. A lot will start changing for you. I promise you that. Peace.